Welcome back to the program. Let's get back to the Liberal Party now and the dramas internally. They're trying to resolve it one way or the other. Let's bring in Shadow Attorney General Andrew Wallace. Andrew, thanks for your time. Where are things at within your party and the leadership?
Well, Kieran, just as you were saying to the Economist a few moments ago, we're getting back to business. We're concentrating on delivering solid opposition to hold what is the worst government in Australia's history to account. I can tell you now, I'm working hard for not only my constituents but for the country as well. Having lots of meetings around national security. So time moves on, and we're all back to work.
Has anyone reached out to you to gauge your support for Sussan Ley?
Kieran, I've made it very clear to all and sundry that I support the leader. Sussan has my absolute support. I think this is a storm in a teacup. I think there's a small number of people who are trying to whip this into something that it's not. But I can tell you now, I'm concentrating on my day job, and that is trying to hold this government to account. You know, just a few moments ago we heard from an economist that inflation is on the rise. People are telling me loudly and very, very clearly that they are doing it tough, and they are angry with Prime Minister Albanese. They're angry with him from his mismanagement of the economy and also for his failure to keep them safe. And they're relying on the Liberal Party to be the adult in the room and to hold them to account, and that's exactly what I'm concentrating on.
Is there a message there? I mean, obviously that's what your message is, but to your colleagues, because there is a clear move within your party to try and get either Hastie or Taylor to represent the Conservative faction in the Liberal Party and make a bid for the leadership.
Well, if there's a clear move, they're not calling me. So, you know, there's a lot of light and colour and movement here, Kieran. But look, I've spoken to a couple of my colleagues and they've been in exactly the same boat. But no one's canvassed them for their vote, and they're getting on with the job that they're paid to do. Look, Australians aren't interested in this. The media is interested in it. I get that. But certainly the colleagues that I've been speaking with are focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's the Australian people and holding this government to account.
Yeah, that's fine, but unfortunately the actions of your coalition or former coalition colleagues sort of don't represent that, because there was a split. It's not just the media. You guys are no longer as a coalition. So it's your own counterparts in Parliament have been distracted by internal issues themselves. You must recognise that.
Oh, look, I absolutely recognise that, Kieran, and I think it's a great shame because Sussan had a very good turnaround over Christmas. We were making headways. She is the preferred Prime Minister in Victoria and Queensland. She's the preferred Prime Minister across the country with women. Sussan has been doing a great job in very difficult circumstances, a good job as an opposition leader in holding Anthony Albanese to account. You think your mind back to all that time over Christmas, post-Bondi, and the Prime Minister's refusal to call a Royal Commission for 25 days, the prosecution of the appalling bill that passed. Sussan did a fantastic job.
A lot of political wins, but blowing up your own party doesn't help. So who do you put your rest? Does that blame rest at the feet of who? The Nationals or who?
It absolutely lays at the feet of the Nationals, Kieran. I mean, the Nationals decided to leave the coalition. This was not of the Liberal Party's doing. Let's be very, very clear about that. You know the old phrase, "I'm not my brother's keeper"? Well, that's pretty appropriate today. I wish it weren't so. I'm a coalitionist. I've got very, very good friends and relationships throughout the Nationals. I regard them as my friends, But at the end of the day, they made a decision and they have to wear with the consequences. Unfortunately, those consequences mean that we're unable to operate as effectively as what we could have if we are a coalition working together, hand in hand, as we've done for decades. And I honestly and earnestly hope that common sense prevails. I saw just yesterday on Paul Murray that the National Party elder statesman Michael McCormack talking about sharing my views that people should just take a cold shower and that hopefully statesmanship will prevail.
Do you need a new Nationals leader to do that?
Well, I mean, I'd be hypocritical if I wade into that debate, Kieran, because just as no one in the National Party should have a say in who leads the Liberal Party, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm not about to weigh into National Party politics. So, they've got to come to their own conclusions and plot their own path. But I just hope and pray that we can get back together as soon as possible, because together we're stronger, we're better, and we're able to hold this government, this hopeless government, to account much better.
Andrew Wallace, thanks for your time as always. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Kieran.
Authorised by Andrew Wallace, LNP, Boccarina, Queensland.